Hey guys, so for today's video, I just wanted to do a 50 facts about me because that's a thing a lot of people on YouTube do. Plus, since I kind of started just making videos and I haven't really done anything too personal or you guys don't really know that much about me, so I thought it would be cool if I could just, give you 50 random facts and then you'll know me a little bit more. And I don't know, I just thought that would be a cool idea to do. Here are 50 random facts about me. My name is Tyler Ruggie. I'm 19 years old. I live in Michigan and I am 5 foot 11 inches tall. My shoe size is 12, but it depends. Sometimes it's 11 and 11 and a half, but usually it's 12. I currently have 7 pets, and I used to have bearded dragons and I had a leopard gecko. And I actually used to breed bearded dragons. I started out, I got a bearded dragon from PetSmart, and it was a female. And then after a while, I went to the reptile store, and because there's a reptile store near me, and they said bearded dragons do well in pairs. So I decided to get an adult male, and I wanted to breed them. And then my female, it actually didn't take long, and it got pregnant. It had eggs, and then I ended up taking the eggs to the reptile place because they incubate eggs for you. And the deal is they take half the babies that hatch and then you keep half. And then that's like your payment for them incubating them for you. Or if you want, you can sell them your half. So I did that. But then it turned out, I forgot, I think my bearded dragon laid like 18 eggs, but only 2 of them ended up hatching. So I kept the 2 babies that hatched because they said, there was only 2, so you can just keep them both. We're not going to take one of them. It turned out that the bearded dragon, the male one that I got from the reptile store, had a fungal infection, which wasn't my fault. I started to notice it like a couple weeks after I got it. So I had to separate my male and my female, but then it ended up spreading through all my bearded dragons, and they all had this fungal infection that does not go away. There's no cure for it or anything, so I ended up having to get rid of all my bearded dragons. So that kind of sucked. And then my leopard gecko I had for a couple years, I think, and I had to get rid of him because my parents wanted me to get rid of him. Also, if there's any pet that I've always wanted to have, it's a sugar glider. I don't know how I discovered them, but I did when I was in middle school, and I just really wanted a sugar glider. And now that I think about it, it's a good thing I didn't get one because they're a lot of work and they require a lot of attention. And maybe if I got a sugar glider, I wouldn't have ended up getting any of the other pets that I have now. But I still really want a sugar glider, and I'm thinking someday maybe I'll get one once I move out, and if I don't have as many pets and I have time for it, that'd be a really cool pet to have. And if you don't know what a sugar glider is, you should go look it up right now because they're the cutest pets ever. Next fact. I, kind of off topic, going out of the whole pets topic now, I go to college and I recently decided on majoring in graphic design. So that's what I'm majoring in case you were wondering. The first job that I ever had, I got as soon as I turned 16. I literally started a week after I turned 16. I was a sales associate at Tilly's. And if you don't know what Tilly's is, that's a clothing store. It's kind of like PacSun or Zumiez. I worked at the first one that they opened in Michigan. I was at a mall, and there were people who were going to work for Tilly's as managers walking around the mall handing out these things because they were hiring because the store hadn't opened yet and they needed to hire in people for when the store first opened. And they came up to me and said hey, you look like you would be interested in the store that's opening up, Tilly's. Would you want to work here? You can apply and blah blah blah. So I ended up applying, and then I had to do a group interview, and then they called me back again so I could go into an orientation thing, and then I ended up working at Tilly's. And I ended up only working there I worked there July and September, and then I stopped working there because they hired way too many people, so they got rid of a whole bunch of people because the busy time is back to school, but after that they had to cut back. But then they told me I could come back again for the holidays, so I ended up doing that. But then around that time I got my other job at the nursing home, and that paid more, and I got more hours at the nursing home, so I ended up, after the holidays, I never went back to Tilly's. But it was definitely a really fun job, and I got a really good discount there. So that was awesome, but I probably spent most of my money on clothes while I was there with my discount, so it was kind of counterproductive. My favorite band is All Time Low, if you couldn't tell. I started listening to them in like middle school. I think the first thing I heard was their Umbrella cover on Punk Goes Crunk. And then I started listening to Put Up or Shut Up, and then I started to like just get into their music, and it slowly progressed throughout high school. I got more and more obsessed with their music, and now they're my favorite band, and I go to every single one of their concerts every time they come to Michigan. And I'm part of the Hustler Club, get all their tickets on pre-sale, and I always try to get meet and greets and go to their signings, and I don't know, I buy all their music. It's kind of crazy. Another random fact is that I'm not a picky eater, like by any means really. Like I'll eat anything. There are barely any foods that I don't like. However, I don't eat fast food, and I kind of try to eat healthy. Like, not healthy as in I only eat vegetables and like anything like that, but I have like healthier eating habits, and like when I go to the store to buy food, I'm one of those people who like looks at the ingredients, and I'm trying to buy stuff that's more natural. But like I'm not crazy about it. Like if I go out to eat, I'm not gonna be all worried about what I'm eating. Just if I buy myself food at the grocery store, I usually try to get stuff natural, and I do eat a lot of like fruits and stuff. But the point is that I like everything. Like there is barely anything that I'm not willing to eat. Another very good fact is that I went through a Hot Topic phase, not in middle school, but in high school, which is kind of late, I think. I had this phase mostly in like 10th and 11th grade. I think it started in 10th grade. I got like my black skinny jeans from Hot Topic, and then I started buying all these band t-shirts and stuff, and that was all I would wear, is like my skinny jeans, my black t-shirts and stuff. And that went on, and I still dress kind of Hot Topic-y, scene, whatever, like sometimes, but it's definitely not as bad. And I don't shop at Hot Topic anymore. I go there because it's funny to go in there, but I literally just bought all my clothes from there for like 2 years in high school, and it was a dark time. Next fact, I'm kind of low-key, but not really low-key, anime trash. I'm like obsessed with Naruto, and I watched like High School of the Dead and Anohana and like some of Bleach and One Piece and Attack on Titan and Inuyasha. I love anime and manga, Death Note. I'm one of those, but it's like kind of low-key, you can't really tell, but if you start talking about it, then you'll understand once you have a conversation with me about anime that I'm literally anime trash. Next fact, which I'd say most of my friends can kind of agree with, is that I'm usually approximately 10 minutes late to any plans that I have. And it's not like I'm 10 minutes late if I have a doctor's appointment or something. In that case, I'm usually like right on time, or I am early. But if I make plans with someone, I'm usually late because I hate being ready to go and then needing to wait like 20 minutes to leave the house. So I usually try to get ready and be ready to go right when I have to go. But then I'm bad at timing things out, so I end up not being ready until it's like already late, and then I end up being late. And as for my current jobs, I work as a waiter at a nursing home. I am a banquet server at the Royal Park Hotel, which is just a really fancy hotel that's in my area. And then I am a bagger at Hollywood Market, which is a grocery store. Whenever I make time for breakfast, I usually make myself a smoothie with like kale and spinach and just like all the, I put so much stuff in my smoothies. I make these like insanely nutritious, like healthy smoothies for breakfast. And I love doing it because it keeps me full for a long time, and I have like a lot of energy and I feel great. But half the time I don't even have time to eat breakfast. But when I do, it's a green smoothie. Like I probably drink coffee every day. I go to Starbucks almost every day, and I really shouldn't. That's so bad, but I've been good recently. I've only been going like 4 times a week, which is still crazy. But I have like a caffeine issue where I feel like death until I drink coffee. So, that's good. Next, I like to cosplay. I only cosplay though like once a year at UMACon, which is the anime convention in Detroit. I missed one UMACon, but I've gone 3 times I think. And I've cosplayed as Light from Death Note, L from Death Note, Alkiora from Bleach, and I think that's it. Also, I really like doing special effects makeup, where I like make giant like gashes and like gore and stuff, and I love taking pictures and editing them, and like that was like a whole portfolio I did when I was in high school for my AP art class. And if you don't like gore or anything, I would like skip ahead a little bit because I'm gonna show 1 or 2 pictures here of like pictures I've done with like my special effects makeup and my editing and stuff. All right, here we go. So yeah, that's what I do for fun sometimes. Next thing, I'm always on my phone, and it's like not even a normal I'm always on my phone. Like I always have my phone in my hand. I'm always checking it. I'm always checking social media, my text messages, my notifications, and it's really not necessary because I don't even know that many people. I have like this resting bitch face kind of thing going on half the time. I don't know if I would call it a bitch face, but it's kind of what it is. Like when I am just like, my face is relaxed, I literally look like I'm about to kill someone. Like here, just watch, alright. Like all the muscles in my face are relaxed, I'm not doing anything. And I just walk around like that, and like people are like, are you okay? I don't know, I just look pissed off all the time, and I'm not. Also, I make really weird faces at people apparently. My friends have pointed this out, like I'll just randomly be like if someone says something like that's weird or like I disagree with you, I'll just do this. Like I don't do it on purpose, it just like happens. It's like a natural reaction that my face has that I can't control, that's going to tell you what I am thinking. Which I don't like that. I don't want you to know that I just think that what you just said is stupid. I'm very bad at making decisions. Like when I'm hanging out with my friends, they'll ask me my opinion on what I want to do, and I literally do not care. Like they'll be like, oh, where do you want to eat? And I just don't care. I'm like, I don't care, like anywhere. And like this is kind of a pet peeve too, because people will ask my opinion. They'll be like, oh, what do you want to do? And I'll be like, I don't know. And they'll be like, literally, I don't care either, so just decide on something. And then after like 20 times of me saying I don't care what we do, I'll be like, oh, why don't we do this? And then the other person will be like, oh, you know what, I don't really want to do that. And then I'll be like, oh, well, I literally don't care what we do, so you just decide then. I just tried to give my input, just to throw something out there because I do not care, and you don't like my opinion, so let's just do whatever because I honestly do not care. The very first concert I went to, which is really cool, I wish I went to this when I was like older, but I was like 6 or something ridiculous. I went to Green Day and Blink-182 when they were on their Pop Disaster tour in 2002. Which was like 13 years ago. So yeah, I was 6. My parents got tickets for free through my dad's work, and we were in the, what's it called? It was like a suite, so there was like a room kind of up, and like there's a window in the room where you could see the concert happening, or you could leave the room and there was like a section that you could sit in. I don't know, it was really cool. But I wish I was older so I could have appreciated it a little bit more. Because now I like Blink-182 and Green Day, and back then, like, I still liked them when I was 6, but I, like, didn't, you know, I was 6, like, who cares? I love buying art supplies and school supplies. I don't know what it is, but I just love buying, like, pens and pencils and stuff. I just, like, get satisfaction out of it. I get excited when I go to places like Michael's or Staples. I love horror movies, but I rarely find any of them frightening, but I just really like them, and I don't know why. I kind of like gore. Going into the next thing, although horror movies don't scare me, haunted houses do scare me, and I just cannot do haunted houses. If I'm watching something on the TV screen, that's fine, but as soon as there's like people touching me that look like zombies and like they're wearing masks and stuff, and there's things popping out at me, that's not okay. That's where I draw the line. I am not going to do haunted houses. I'm also the worst when it comes to procrastinating. Like if I get a project that I have to do and it's due in a month, I'll probably do it the day before it's due or like a week before it's due, depending on how much work it is. But I literally give myself the minimum amount of time I can to do it. While I was in my Hot Topic phase in like sophomore or junior year of high school, I dyed my bangs red with Manic Panic. I drop my phone all the time because I'm constantly on it. Obviously I'm gonna drop it once in a while. And somehow I've never cracked my iPhone. I love to read, although I can only do it in small amounts. Like I can only read 1 or 2 chapters of a book, and then I have to put it down for at least like an hour, and then I have to go back to it. My attention span is just not good. Next really awesome fact is that I actually buy music. And it's not even because, like it's partially because I want to give the artist money that they deserve and support them, but it's also because I'm like weird about it and I want the highest quality of music that I can. And I'm like sketched out by buying it or downloading it from random websites. I feel like it's like lower quality and that bothers me for some reason. Also, I was a vegetarian for a month and I was vegan for 1 week of that month. And it's not because I thought I was gonna stay a vegetarian for an extremely long time, but I wanted to like try it. And I wanted to try being vegan just to see what it was like. And I liked doing it. Props to people who are vegetarian and vegan, like good job. Hi, I'm back. It's a few days later now and I'm just gonna continue on with these facts. My camera randomly stopped recording and I had to go to work, so I didn't really have time to finish the video anyways. So yeah, I'm just gonna awkwardly segue into the next fact. I use haha and lol way too much when I'm texting, and I think it's because I feel like if I don't use those, then I sound too serious and I almost sound angry. So almost at the end of everything I say, I need to say like haha or lol. I feel like people who use proper punctuation when they're texting sound like they're angry or sound too serious also. Like if you add a period to the end of something, then I just feel like it sounds like angry, and I don't know why, because it should be normal to just add a period to the end of a sentence in a text. Also, I don't like candy. I used to love candy when I was a kid, but I don't know what it is now. I just don't really like crave sweet things that much anymore. Like I like candy, but I don't go and eat candy very often. I like sour candy a lot, and I like chocolate, but only if it's like high-end chocolate. Like I don't eat like Reese's peanut butter cups or like Hershey bars or anything. I keep a lint brush in my car, and the reason for this is because a lot of times I go to the pet store with my friends and stuff, or we go to an animal shelter or something, and I usually end up holding cats or like rabbits or something. And I wear black a lot, so I always end up with like white hair all over me. And then I don't want to continue like with my day having hair all over myself, so I keep a lint brush in my car. I drink a lot of water, and I have to have a water bottle with me wherever I go. Whenever I leave the house, I have a water bottle. I just feel like I've been drinking so much water that if I go without it for like 10 minutes, then I just feel like I'm dehydrated. I have always wanted a cat. I've had like every pet under the spectrum besides the cat, and the reason for that is because my parents don't really like cats, but I've always wanted a cat. Once I lost my snake in my house. If you've seen any of my videos where I showed my snake tank, it has like sliding doors. It doesn't close all the way if you slide them the opposite direction they're supposed to go in, which I did by accident once. So it was like open this much, and somehow my snake, which is like this big around, squeezed through there and got out, and he was missing, but it was only for like a day. I couldn't find him. I ended up finding him behind a dresser. Actually, I was out with my friends, and my dad found him behind a dresser in my room, and I had to go home and get him because my parents don't want to touch my snake. For some reason, a lot of people find this surprising, but I've never been to a wedding. The only weddings I've been to are ones that I've worked at. When I hang out with people, I like to be the one who drives just so I can choose the music. I wear too much black. And the reason for this is my next fact, which is whenever I wear white, I become very clumsy and I spill stuff on myself. I'm horrible at finishing books and TV shows. Like, I like Netflix, but I'll watch like 2 seasons into a TV show, and then I'll watch 2 seasons into another TV show, and I'll just keep going until I'm halfway through like 5 different TV shows, and then I just don't know what to do. I just like stop watching all of them. I love buying gifts for people. I feel like a lot of people do. But like, I don't know, I would rather buy gifts for people than buy stuff for myself. In order to wake up in the morning, I need to set like 5 different alarms going off in like 10-minute intervals. If I just set one alarm, I'll sleep through it, or I'll turn it off in my sleep. I literally need like 5 to like 7 alarms going off consecutively just so that I can wake up. I love watching Vines. However, I can only do it like once a week. There'll be like one day in the week where I just scroll down Vine for like half an hour watching Vines, but then that's all I can take. I cannot do it again for like another week. I need a break because Vines are just like people screaming and like being obnoxious. Alright, so that's it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. I post a video like every week, so you should totally subscribe to me if you think I'm awesome. So yeah, I'll see you all in my next video.